Bear Brief today, 2020, December 2025. Yeah, the date's different to ours. In case you didn't know, it's America.
Bear Independent Brief, 10 December 25. A quick review of some headlines just from this year. Europe must replace US and NATO by 2027. Taiwan to prepare for combat by 2027. Russia will be ready to confront us in 2027, warns Polish Prime Minister. EU defense chief warns of most dangerous moment coordinated Russian-Chinese aggression by 2027. Taiwan's annual war games to simulate 2027 Chinese attack. Military experts warn of war between Russia and NATO in 2027. Headlines from 2024. UK must be ready for war in 3 years, says Army head. 2025. UK has just 2 years to prepare for war with Russia, says former general. Good morning. How is everybody today? Hopefully well. There's people are I'm getting indicators, first hand, second hand, third hand. People are beginning to experience borderline psychotic breaks just from the pressure of whatever this is coming to pass. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, it's not bad yet. It's actually quite good currently. Could it be better? Absolutely. But it's not bad yet. Simmer down. Do the things. Serve the Most High. Love your neighbor as yourself. Forsake not the widow and the orphan. Do good works. Love God with everything that you've got. Okay?
By the way, he explains how charity's supposed to work just there. Forsake not the widow and the orphan. Doesn't say anything about hand out food and money every fucking day to fucking willfully homeless gronks and drunks.
I'm a bad cheerleader. Y'all should know this. Multiple flashpoints across the globe are heating up simultaneously with both traditional military posturing and newer forms of hybrid warfare creating what some officials are calling the most dangerous period since World War II. First in East Asia, Japan scrambled fighter jets after Chinese J-15 aircraft locked on targeting radars on Japanese planes near Okinawa. Okinawa, the significance of Okinawa. What's there? A gigantic hospital. It's basically the only place to elevate to from a med plan standpoint in the entire region for US allies. So that's interesting. Also, Japan has, I forget the exact number, 168 little islands in what is being termed a missile archipelago, where they have installed missiles and or are in the process of installing missiles, surface-to-air missiles, all across this island chain. Japan is many islands. And that's Beijing, China, is threatened by all these missiles. Well, that's cute, China. Welcome to the war. This is what it's going to look like. Lots and lots and lots of missiles. The incidents with the Chinese J-15 aircraft occurred as China's Liaoyang aircraft carrier conducted roughly 100 takeoffs and landings while sailing into the Pacific. This has prompted Tokyo to summon China's ambassador. Remember that this one comes after Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takichi recently warned that Tokyo could take military action if Beijing attacked Taiwan and threatened Japan's security. After that, China responded with diplomatic protests, economic retaliation, military threats, and even a formal letter to the UN accusing Japan of aggression. The Chinese embassy in Tokyo also publicly circulated UN Charter Articles 53, 77, and 107, its enemy state clauses that apply to World War II Axis powers. Meanwhile, in Europe, Poland is dealing with what authorities describe as an organized Russian sabotage campaign. Everything, everywhere, all at once. A railway line connecting Warsaw to Lublin, a critical route for Western aid to Ukraine, was blown up using military-grade C4 explosives. The Chief of General Staff of the Polish Armed Forces stated bluntly that Russia, quote, has begun the period of preparing for war, and, quote, is building an environment here intended to create conditions favorable for potential aggression on Polish territory, end quote, aka setting the conditions for war. Where have I heard that before? The attempted railway sabotage, had it been successful, could have resulted in a derailed train and significant loss of life. Lithuania's foreign minister, warned that Europe is, quote, reaching the hot phases of escalation, noting that, quote, we are minutes from big casualties here, end quote. A Prague-based think tank documented over 110 acts of sabotage and attempted attacks across Europe between January and July alone, mainly in Poland and France, by individuals linked to Russia. It's almost like there's an eight-front war coming, and Russia's going to push west through Ukraine into Europe. I feel like I heard somebody say that once or twice or a dozen times. Interesting. In response, Poland's government approved a draft budget raising defense spending to 4.8% of GDP, higher than almost all other NATO countries. New buildings must include bomb shelters, and old shelters are being refurbished. Construction has started on an eastern shield running the length of Poland's borders with Belarus and Kaliningrad, featuring not just physical barriers, but GPS towers and other tech to defend against drone incursions. The country has also launched a voluntary civilian resistance training program. Where have I seen that before? Aiming to prepare 400,000 citizens by 2027, teaching everything from bomb shelter use to fire starting skills. Poland's defense minister stated, quote, we are living in the most dangerous times since the end of the Second World War. Each of us must have the skills, knowledge, and practical know-how to cope in a crisis, end quote. Yeah, concur. German intelligence officials echoed these concerns, warning that Russia is ready to test European borders and escalate tensions into open confrontation at any moment. The parallels to historic flashpoints aren't lost on officials. When asked about U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's comparison of the current situation to 1939 and 1981, Poland's top general called it, quote, a very good comparison because in reality, everything today depends on our attitude, on whether we manage to deter the opponent or conversely encourage them to aggression. He added that, quote, to be honest, we are always in a pre-war period. Yeah. Concur. Incredibly honest. We, ladies and gentlemen, are always in a pre-war period. The United States has gotten soft. We talked about this as well because for the last, 100-ish years, the wars have been over there, not here, not on our soil. We've got the Pacific to the west, the Atlantic to the east. There's more navigable waterways in the Mississippi watershed region than there are in the remainder of the world put together. Canada, while politically retarded, doesn't pose much of a traditional threat to the United States of America, and Mexico, while grossly corrupt, doesn't pose much of a traditional threat to the United States of America. Although our enemies have been stacking bad guys and changing trade policy and flooding people across those borders fifth-gen asymmetric warfare, setting the conditions for hot war for decades. It's also, again, this Venezuela thing. I understand that not everybody can hear every word that I say, and then even if those that did hear every word that I've said over the last 8 years, oftentimes the context is missed or the information is consumed passively. It's different. The transmission of information is challenging, right? Because this is all stuff that I know and or believe, and so I don't have to explain it to me, but I do try and convey it to y'all. It's interesting because I bring up Venezuela and then I'll get a slew of comments on YouTube. By the way, go to Patreon, please. Just please. The YouTube Gen Pop is, there are many good people in the YouTube general population. However, there are plenty that, let's just say, I have better things to do with my time. I am not a content creator, just so we're all on the same page. I have four for-profit companies and 2 nonprofits. We have a team in Jamaica this morning. Caleb House has run more than 50 domestic counter-trafficking missions this year. Refuge is not just a little first aid kit company anymore. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency and other people that wear uniforms. YouTube is not what I do, y'all. It's a facet of what I do. It's part of why I have not accepted any contract or condition that would require me to keep my mouth shut, where I would no longer be able to discuss anything publicly with y'all because the information flow would be classified, so that I can bring you the information so that you can operate for the preservation of life, not out of fear, but for the preservation of life. The whole point of everything that I do is preservation of life. Bear Independent, it's to teach you, if we're reading the Bible together, spiritual preservation of life. If we're talking about intel and preparedness, physical preservation of life. If it's Refuge Medical, it's physical preservation of life. If it's Grindstone Ministries, it's the preservation of your life, restoration of your life after a hurricane, tornado, fire, or flood. If it's Caleb House, it's the preservation and restoration of life after an exploitation or trafficking situation, specifically for women and children. That's what I do. I'm not a YouTube content creator, and YouTube is not conducive to a healthy mindset for the content creator anyway. So all that to say, I will make a video talking about Venezuela and motivators for the United States to be acting in Venezuela. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Righteous or unrighteous. I get 100 YouTube comments. No, it's not just about that. It's this. Man, go make a video. Make a video like everybody else. Come on. Go on. You make a video and we'll come watch your video too. Okay? No, the reasons for military action in Venezuela are myriad and complex, including having our own enemies in our hemisphere, in our backyard, as stated ad nauseum on this channel. But because not everybody sees everything, they're unaware of that. This is an imperfect communications platform in either direction. Thus, Patreon. To be honest, we are always in a pre-war period. Yeah, I concur. Managing it effectively depends on building an effective deterrence policy largely based on our defensive capabilities, but also on the attitude of citizens. There's a lot of very soft people around the globe, and it's not going to go well for them when things get real, for real fast. And I vacillate back and forth between caring about that, to be honest, because I do want you to do well when this thing goes sideways. I also want you to do well today, to conduct yourself with righteousness to the best of your ability. And to be clear, being righteous to the best of your ability doesn't mean being a nice guy. It doesn't mean taking shit off of anybody. It doesn't mean acquiescing to ridiculous requests from others. It doesn't mean any of that. It means walking in the ways of the Most High and the example that is given to us by Messiah. So, and there's days, that's always my motivation, but there's days where it's harder to act on that motivation because I simply observe the way people behave. And then it's like, all right, Father, help me try and love them the way you love them. Help me see them the way you see them. Because for me, cost-benefit analysis, it ain't checking out. Do the things, Bear Nation. Food, water, shelter, security, intelligence, communications. ... Purple Classroom, free playlist on this YouTube channel. And that's the other thing, there's a lot of new people here. And I think some of these new people, oh, he's a pastor, he must be a nice guy. No, I'm not a nice guy. I've never said I am a nice guy. I'm a good guy, but I'm not a nice guy. Nice is bullshit. Whatever gave you the idea that I'm a nice guy? I'm not. I'm rambling. I apologize. Prepper Classroom YouTube playlist here for free. Go watch it. Do the things that are on it. refugemedical.com if you need medical equipment, and I submit to you that you do. You can call the store. You can visit the website. You can use the website chat. You can shoot us an email. We make our stuff in America. We guarantee it unconditionally forever. I can do that because all of our kits started as an end user specification for somebody else. And so if we can jump this first aid kit out of an airplane 19 times, survives 19 parachute jumps, it'll work in your minivan or your SUV. If our Stomp Bag, SEAL Team Operational Medical Pack, exceeds Naval Special Warfare specification, and SEAL medics are looking at it going, wow, that's really good. Wow, that's all right, that's better than what we got. It'll work for you. That's how Refuge works. Okay, so all kits start as an end user specification. We meet and or exceed those specifications, and then we make them available to you. So it's real world stuff. And the reason for that is because I want to get you home again. Not necessarily because I want you to be cool or feel cool. Oh, I had the same kit that the SEALs run. I had the same kit that SF's jumping out of planes with. Nope. I mean, that's cool. But what's really cool is being able to go home again. To end up in the hospital and then recovery, not in the morgue. That's really cool. That's what I'm trying to do. It's preservation of life. So if we can help you with that in any way, reach out to us. And of course, shout out to the creator of the universe for allowing us to wake up this morning. Conduct yourself well today. Understand, these are the easy times, boys and girls. These are the easy times. Could it be better? Absolutely. Always room for improvement. But the shit has not hit the fan yet. And spending the next year chewing all of our fingernails off, a vibrating ball of anxiety, is not going to help us. No, we have a window of time, a window of opportunity to do the things that we need to do for the preservation of life, to maintain normalcy for the people that we love. So do it. Don't talk about it, be about it. I'll see y'all on it.
Oh, your dumb legs. They're working now at least. Ooh. And down it comes. Oh look, I'm a talking head. It doesn't come in half like the Canadians in South Park though. As I posted in the other video, there's links in that video. Well, there's a link to his channel in that video, which will link you to, which you'll find the link to. I woke up. Yeah, I like to wake up early. I'm not into being a lazy ass, even though I'm stuck in this room, you know. But oh wow, it's getting better. It's getting better. And I'm with him. All about preservation of life, even if I think you're a fucking twit. So, that's your bare brief for the day. I won't spoil it by adding anything to it. Go do the things like he says. I'm not going to plagiarise off him. I'm not going to steal his content and make it my own. It's his content. I'll share it. This is the way I can share it. Brr.